Hello, friends. In this episode, I would like to talk about money and investments. Money gives you lots of options, and money gives you lots of freedom, and money improves the lives of the others. So you can't underestimate money, especially in this materialistic world. You need to emphasize money, but at the same time, money is not everything. So overall, we need to emphasize the importance of money. I'm 63 years with lots of health challenges, mental challenges, and I had a stroke in the year 2021. So now I realize the importance of money ever before. Earlier, I was taking everything for granted because I was more interested in adding value and impacting in the lives of others, and I was sharing knowledge free of cost, and lots of stuff I did it for many years. But now I realize the importance of money, especially I needed money very badly, and my wife and I are having limited resources, and I successfully discharged the responsibilities of my two sons, and so they are leading their own paths independently. So I'm very happy for them. Now I have to find ways and means of making money, and you need to make a money through ethical means, not through cutting the corners. So you have to go with the road less traveled when you want to make money. And research shows that we make decisions every day. The research reveals that we make around 35,000 decisions in a day. I think around 250 decisions we make for food alone. So this is the research findings I am sharing with you. Now, when we talk about money, uh, people talk about various aspects like financial independence, retire early. Some people want to retire by 50, some people want to retire by 40, some people want to retire by 30, whatever it is. But the idea of life is to add value and impact. That's one thing. Secondly, not to retire, but to add value and impact, because empty mind is like devil's workshop. So you have to engage constructively and creatively, so that you can make a meaningful difference in the lives of others. So you need to focus on money and life and other aspects, so that you can impact in a positive way. Now, when we talk about money, uh, we have to emphasize on probability and psychology of the people are very much required, and you have to focus on behavioral aspects of money. Usually, literally, we talk about money, but what matters is the behavioral aspects of money that matters a lot. I'm also trying to write a book on money, but it takes time. Maybe 2 to 3 years it would take it, because currently I have health challenges. My right leg and my right hand and right leg has been paralyzed after the stroke in the year 2021. I'm gradually recovering. So sometimes I'm stammering and sometimes I'm repeating the same thing after the stroke. But the good news is that I survived from the brain stroke because of the power of subconscious and because of my resilience. So now, when we talk about money, you can go for IPOs, but personally, I don't encourage IPOs, because IPOs are just like PR game. They make they create a lot of budge, and once it is listed, they then again the value of the intrinsic value comes down. So best thing is to directly buy in the stock market, so that you can get to know the correct the intrinsic value. Once the dust settles after listing the IPO, then you can buy from the market. Then depending upon the EPS, then P ratio and various other fundamental analysis, you can go for you have to follow fundamental analysis and technical analysis. Based on that, you can go for investing into stock market, whether it's IPO or on the stock market. But personally, I'm against to IPOs. Then again, you can invest into stock market directly if you are a risk taker, and that risk also must be very calculated risk, not reckless risk. Some people take, especially Gen Z. Of course, Gen Z are very smart and brilliant, but they tend to make more mistakes because of the age is on their side. But overall, they learn lessons. Then again, they keep improving their decision making, and they can grow. But to limit the mistakes, the best thing is to be rational, not emotional in decision making. That's one aspect. Then again, you can go for usually if you invest into stock market, you get better returns. Next to that, next lower level is to go for real estate or gold, and final option is to go for FD. FD means you get very limited money. I'm dead against fixed deposit, because even if you invest through research and invest in SIPs, relatively you can get around 12% rate of return. Currently, the inflation is around 6% or 7%, whatever it is. So we are getting more than what from the FTs. We are getting more than we are beating the inflation, and we are getting around 12% rate of return. If we are very cautious and calculated. Of course, we can't issue the returns in the stock market or wherever, whatever the area we are into. But when you make calculated decisions, definitely you will get more. Even mutual funds also, small cap, mid cap, and large cap. Large cap usually get around more than 12% CAGR. Mid cap you can get little more, and small caps you get more than what you get from the large caps. Large caps are very safe, but small caps are very volatile and risky. But from the volatility only, you can make more money, provided you know how to leverage the volatility. There are people, they invest into uh, micro caps. Micro cap funds are very tough and challenging. You have to network with the people and stakeholders, and you have to read. Of course, for everything you have to read the balance sheets, and you can get to know the facts. Then, if you, especially when you want to invest into small caps, sometimes you may get 50%, 50x or 100x. You will get it, but out of, if you take 10 decisions, you lose more than five times, you lose money. But if one stock comes in our favor, we can get more returns than what we get from other micro cap funds. So you need to be very calculated and cautious. You need to have information, and you have to research a lot, and you have to read balance sheets. So when you do so, you can make money. There are people, they are going for ETF. ETF funds are gradually leading, but ETFs are traded at that particular point of time. At that point of time, unlike mutual funds, which are traded at the end of the day based on the NAV. So you can go for ETF and a low expense ratio, and they are catching up. And according to my research, you can invest into a lump sum rather than in SIP. SIP means you can average the cost, but if you invest into lump sum, you can use for education or marriage, or for any requirements, you can go for it. Then again, in this also, when you invest lump sum in staggered manner, the returns are far better than what you get from single stroke investment through lump sum. So these are all my observations and ideas. So you may agree or disagree. That is a different aspect. This is my personal perspective. So, so friends, if you like this video, consider subscribing. I published 56 books. I write books on various genre like education, teaching, and training, and I don't stick to any particular genre because I don't have guide, I don't have any mentor and coach. So I do things randomly based on my experience and the situation, and then I upload videos. So I request you to consider subscribing to my channel and sharing with your networks. With gratitude.